Welcome one and all back to our War on the Sea Let's Play series as the US Naval Forces going for a total domination victory where we take every single island outside of Rabaul in this campaign before we get a victory screen. So let's get into that, but first I have to say I had a sudden rush of shit to the brain and a midlife crisis the other day, and now we have a community Discord server for all you lovely people to join if you do feel interested. And that will mean that we have more fluid communication between you, myself, and of course between you lovely people as well. If you fancy discussing this game, any suggestions for the channel or this current series, you can do that a little more fluidly rather than having to wait for videos to come in and out as well to go through the replies on YouTube, because that can be quite a slow process. It does limit our contact time. So be very much looking forward to seeing you there. The link to which will be in the description below if you do fancy joining that. I hope to see one or two of you there. So let's get into the campaign and see what we're going to do today then. Alrighty then, so we do have some auto scouting coming off of the Bogue task force over here, and I think having lost 5 Hellcats, we can certainly work with 11. 16 total is somewhat limited anyway. I think the 11 will do for our next run over to Guadalcanal, which will be, I think, our next priority, unless we want to bombard either Santa Isabel or the Shortland Islands, so that when we do approach Guadalcanal there'll be just that many less planes to deal with. There's only float planes from Santa Isabel, but with the level 3 airfield there, they will have access to some Emilys, and with level 4 airfield on Santa Isabel, they have even more Emilys and such available, and they come in such a great number that they will start to become a threat. Even if we do have the Bogue available, we can't have Hellcats up all the time, unfortunately. So we'll think about that when the time comes round. We are easily going to be able to take Renault Island, and we do still have a few days left before we actually get resupplied and such, which is excellent stuff. Going to once again manage the cargo on our Australian supplies over here, and just piecemeal send some engineering and fuel over to Port Moresby. That will take a couple more runs to do that, but that's absolutely fine. We can work with that. How are we for supplies over there? We will need to do 1 supply run as well, so 2 or 3 total more runs backwards and forwards to there to upgrade the airfield to a level 3 for that, but it will be worth it. We'll have so much more air power just out of that, and a little more sight of course as well over Buna, which will be brilliant stuff. Our supplies over here, we can certainly fix up some troops and supplies perhaps for do you want to take the Florida Islands before Guadalcanal? That's the question. We'll certainly be able to take the Florida Islands easier than Guadalcanal. And you know what, since we're going to have to wait 5 days from now anyway to actually get our resupply going through, we might want to go for the Florida Islands. We might even want to take, do need to take Melissa for a victory anyway. So it might be a decent idea to land some troops on there, maybe even upgrade that to a level 1 airfield. That shouldn't take much going actually. Sounds like a good idea to me now, because what we can do is we don't need to put a major landing force on there. What we could do is actually put some supplies and engineering on this particular task force with some troops and such as well to take over. We can reinforce it as well with our main task force over here with some minor supplies and troops just to hold it lightly, and then make another run over perhaps with a Cimarron when possible. That's the thing though, we'll need a Cimarron to get the fuel over there, so that's something else we'll think about. So what we'll do now is just run through the course of the day, get the patrolling round over here, but I don't think we're going to spot anything too great just yet. Let's just pause and bring this round a little closer so we can pick up some supplies on time, like so. And we're going to pick up, like I said, some troops, more troops, supplies. See, what's putting me off is this is float planes over here. Having said that, when we go back over to Guadalcanal, if we do take the Florida Islands, they'll have the less planes over there to contend with us once again. I think we can wait for Melissa at the moment, so we'll certainly go for the Florida Islands. So what we'll do is we'll pick up some more troops and supplies and go over with that. We can wait over here for now though, so that we can go in with our heavy cruiser task force as well. So let's wait for that and just watch, see what happens. I think do see a destroyer over there, so we're going to send some lightnings with sat bombs like that, and I'm sure we'll get intercepted. There we go, by air groups. So that, yeah, let's see. We'll see if we can take this on. There should only be a handful of Hyabusses over here. Are they going to come in is the question. Will we see them? Visibility is very clear at 90%. Should be north of us, really, considering the approach they came from on the strategic map. Because if we don't see them too soon, we will leave. It's not particularly a fight I want to take until we've dropped our bombs, really. Not seeing them just yet. I'm afraid I do not have the patience to wait for that, so we are going to go back up to this little ship over here. And there we go, just waiting for that to pop up on the map over there. Excellent, we have identified them. Let's see exactly what we do have over here. This appears to be a Mutski off the top of my head. This appears to be a Yugamo or Kagero. I think that's the more tempting choice, just because it's a more high value target. And this is either a Kamikaze or Minakaze over here. So that's absolutely fine. I think we're going to low altitude bomb this. We can come from the sides with one group, like so. No need to put loads of force into that, like so. And that can target the middle destroyer there, and this group can low altitude once again, but they can fly straight over and get a low altitude bomb on that. Excellent stuff. Should be fairly easy. One of our planes must surely go over and actually hit it, so this is going to attack from here. Probably won't get loads of bomb hits because it is quite the thin, narrow target. But if we get one or two... Ooh, we've lost the lead there. We're just going to make sure that we are still attacking over here. That's rather unfortunate. They are dropping. We've got a couple bomb hits there, not a problem. Let's move this group in then to attack. Did lose two lightnings in that formation. That is rather unfortunate there, actually. Very, very unfortunate. We may have to come back round still for a strafe, so let's keep these roughly in the area there. Not too sure I want to... Oh, they didn't form up. Interesting. It is very interesting. Let's just form up to a line ahead very briefly. Did tell them to attack. That's a very interesting path they're attacking from. That looks like a pure miss there. Yep, that's very interesting. They didn't maneuver for that whatsoever. Is it worth risking? Is it worth risking a... I thought we'd crash then. Yeah, it's on heavy damage and moderate flooding. Why not get everyone in to strafe that, I think. We're going to try and coordinate this mildly here. Let's see. Go down, slow our speeds just a tad, tell that to go straight in there. It's rather unfortunate they didn't manoeuvre, but we should have watched that and told them to manoeuvre ourselves. Should certainly have taken some more manual control of that. Looked like they weren't going for it then very briefly. Got some minor explosion on the rear of the ship there. Okay, no worries, let's form back up into a Vic. Might just be able to get a couple of decent hits with these. As long as we don't lose one. There is one smoking rather heavily on the back there. Yeah, just tickling them. Just tickling them. Very nice, useful explosion there. That will certainly help with the fires. Let's take another report. It's on critical damage. I think maybe one more run over here. So let's turn around. See if we can get on the flank of this actually. So that's something we do need to damage. It is turning away from us at the moment, so we're just going to take control a bit better over here. and actually slow down our speed so we get more time to maneuver and get more shots on target, of course. And that, I think, is looking like a decent angle to come from. It's looking very nice indeed. Would like to speed up as I really want the extra shots on the target there. I really think we're going to lose one lightning. We're going to take a very unlucky flak shot, I feel. And they are firing, it's not coming off. So here we go. Yes, some very nice explosions instantly on the rear of the ship, and even more. I will happily take that, though one lightning is lost. So we're now down to just a few lightnings again. Might just wait around and see how the fires develop there now. And we're going to get everyone to form up into one group, and they can just hang around and watch. Hang around. Okay, so it is now the next day. Just so you know, that destroyer did sink, and it was in fact an Asashio, posthumously recognised there. So that's a very nice little win for us. That means we've now sunk 2 destroyers, which isn't huge, but they all count, like we say. We have just spotted on a random patrol the next day a cargo ship, so we're going to be sinking that. We are going to use both lightning attacks on this. It is probably better to reserve 1 flight's worth of bombs, but we're running out of fuel, and I don't think we're going to spot anything else with this particular flight. We are actually sending out some bow fighters with bombs as well, a little more southerly than our current lightning squads. So we're hopefully going to pick something up there. I just feel like we need to use these bases because currently being quite inactive otherwise. But as we get more ports and airfields, we will suddenly become more active. The stepping stone is of course taking Guadalcanal. Only a couple bomb hits there. We get a couple more here hopefully. That's a lot more, and a magazine explosion. Quite likely don't need to go and strafe that down. So what we're going to do is tell everyone to circle round, keep contact with that, and just wait really. That shouldn't take very long at all, and there we go, it is absolutely down. Kamagawa Maru absolutely down. Let's return to base here. We do see the Beauforts coming out. I do have them on a returning patrol around, just because I don't think they're going to be so threatened as lightnings coming off of Port Moresby would be from Boona and Lai over here. We did drop off our supplies onto Port Moresby. So it's going to take, I think, 2 more trips, but we're going to be having one with the Cimarron for fuel. And we're going to have to do 2 more actually. Yeah, it's going to take 3 if we don't buy another cargo ship, another C3 from the Cairns, which we don't have supplies for at the moment, unfortunately. If we go to New Sea, perhaps we can see how much things cost. That costs even more. It's quite interesting that actually, that the most efficient ship is also the cheapest. It's rather interesting actually, because these are these ones. Well, this one's faster, but I believe it carries less, and this one is slower and carries less. It's rather interesting decision there. Not to worry, just means we get the most efficient. That's absolutely fine, but we'll take 3 more then, 3 more round trips. And that is something we have the patience for. Again, not a lot going over there at the moment, but having that would be very, very nice. So let's carry on. I will come back round with another update. Alrighty then, so the next day has passed over. You can see we are now roughly 20 minutes to 2 in the afternoon. Our both fighters going out on regular patrols have finally encountered something. It is a small task force once again. It appears to be... that is probably a Kuma or Nagara there. Let's see if we can get something a little better on that. So that's a Tenryu. Certainly not a Sendai because that has 4 funnels. I can't tell the difference between Kuma and Nagara from looking at them. But either way, there's not many in either series, so that is brilliant. That's what we're going to hit with our bow fighters. So let's go down once again for a low altitude attack and help our bombs hit just like that. Go for about 90 meters above, and that should be brilliant. Again, not sighted anything else yet, but we are now on the way to invading the Florida Islands. I will bring you up to date on that in just a second. Gonna go for, have we hit this before? No, we haven't. Just thought I noticed some damage saturation on the nose there. Just looks a bit darker than usual. That's absolutely fine. Because from here, the nose does appear to be a bit darker, but that's okay. It's just the lighting and the shade and the water there. I'd probably approach from a slightly different angle to this, actually. Can we tell them to brake and turn just a tad? If we lower our speed there, we are going to have to drop now, though. That's the thing. Yeah, let's do that. Can we drop? Excellent stuff. Just wanted to realign that just a little bit better there. Still only getting a couple bomb hits. Would probably be a bit better to go from a lengthways attack there. That's probably only minor damage as well. Is it worth strafing that? That's the question. We have taken some fair damage on all of our planes there. We'll do one strafe and see how lucky we get. Otherwise, we can just come back and hit that again. Not the most pressing task force there to hit. We're just here for the numbers, though. Just for the numbers. The bow fighters do have a very nice armament on them, so maybe we can get some decent hits on here. If we get a fair amount of explosions on the first run, if we get quite lucky, we'll come back round. Come on, guys, you got this. Gonna lose someone though, aren't we? That's the thing. Hit the ship, guys, hit the ship. That's some decent damage. Decent damage. We did lose 2 bow fighters though, so it is worth returning from that. Only moderate damage and 0 flooding. We are just going to have to retreat out of that. So let's get them some distance. And we can leave there, which is rather unfortunate there. It's quite an easy target. We just tell them to go straight back to base there. Perhaps we can get some lightnings out. Maybe we want to get some larger bombs on target there. What is the distance? If we just get rid of this. Let's call that 770. We'll need, okay, 2 1.5s, not quite. 8 250s could be decent. Might as well just stay with the 6 500s though, that's the question. That's unfortunate there, they can't get much closer. If we've got anything, we could send up both foots rather than fighters. They would have more endurance perhaps. Can we, yeah, that's not looking quite so bad at all actually. It's 715, that's just out of range. This will probably do it. If we get a decent hit with these, they can certainly get there. So let's try that. But we do see now that we are going towards Malta and Guadalcanal and such. We're going to go for the Florida Islands. Once again, going to park just at the gateway to Guadalcanal and see if we can time that so we get in under cover of night and have to retreat out during the day, just so we don't have to tangle with so much aircraft when we do go in there. So let's carry on. Okay, so we have had to unfortunately withdraw those bow foots. We did send some lightnings as backup because we were being chased by fighters. Going into one of the tactical views there, it did appear that there were many zeros, which does heavily suggest that in that northern region there is some sort of carrier about. I'm going to put it down to maybe the Zuiho or Taiyo that we saw with the Yamato the other episode. Still in that area, so that's possible. I'm not going to say it's Shokaku or anything just yet, although we can't entirely rule this out. So that's so far a no-go area, but just north of the Russell Islands where we're sending out our ducks, we have come into contact with what appears to be another carrier force, and we just want to make sure that's what we have previously sighted. So let's see what we have. Ooh. That's interesting. So maybe the zeros aren't from the Yamato task force. That That's very, very interesting. Just want to double check exactly what carrier they are taking. I didn't need to take that off of Japanese. It's looking more like a... It's not a Hosho, is it? It's not a Hosho. What could it be? Could possibly a Taiyo or a Zuiho then. That's still rather nasty. Still rather nasty indeed. And I'm not sure what I want to hit really over here. Because you can bet as soon as we land forces onto any of the central islands, they'll send in their cargo ships to contend with that. So actually what we might want to hit here is not quite either Yamato or CV over here, but we might want to hit perhaps the hospital ship, as bad as that sounds, because that would be the one carrying the most troops, or even the Adatama Maru over here, just so they don't be able to contend with any invasion force of their own. So that is basically next to the pin. We are running out of daytime hours, that's the problem. We're going to send some B-17s either way. And what do you want to send those with? That's 1200 kilometers endurance. Should just about make it if they get there on point, but we will be losing sight because I think this duck is retreating as it is. It's going to be the 4-1000s, I think. And we can decide what to hit when we get there, if we do indeed sight them. Because the B-17s do have the advantage of being able to fly extended periods overnight until they run out of fuel. So that is brilliant. So we'll come back in just a second and see if we can catch that. Alright then guys, unfortunately we did not manage to make contact with that Yamato task force either last night or during the day following that. So we have just carried on unimpeded straight towards Florida Islands. There have been a hell of a lot of planes coming around in this area scouting us out though, but not actually taking any engagements, which is very, very lucky indeed. Which means we haven't managed to use any Hellcats yet. But now it is just gone midnight, so we'll be expecting to have some retreat fights on the way back to the New Hebrides. But one thing will happen next day is that we will get resupplied in 12 hours time. So we're going to unload all of our cargo from both task forces here onto the Florida Islands. And that's looking very nice indeed. Probably a little bit undersupplied. We will be rather depleted once we've taken this, but that's absolutely fine at the moment. We can certainly work with that. That's enough to actually make the invasion go our way for now. So we are going to retreat out of here very calmly. Let's go straight over to the New Hebrides. That's the wrong supplies convoy there. It's going to take 40 hours for that to get back. But that's absolutely fine. Like I say, we will be getting, let's remind ourselves, 68 command points when the day ticks over and we do get resupplied. So let's leave now and see if we can get out here rather unharmed. Guessing there at midnight actually does give us a fair bit of time to get out of there, but we will have air available now. So what I'm going to do is actually launch some Hellcats. Let's launch, let's say 6 to go over the supplies task force, and then in case any planes want to go over our main task force, we can launch even more to protect them. I am going to try and beat our scouting over here and just send some cautionary B-17s to attack this Yamato task force, just on the off chance that we do spot it again today. I am going to launch in that case some forward scouting from our Pensacola to make sure we can retreat fairly safely as well, because that would be rather useful, I think, if we could retreat safely. I'm going to launch some off of the Portland as well. We do need to know what's out there. Absolutely need to know what's out there. So we're going to launch these, and just like this, they can go on secured patrols. And if anything, if these don't directly spot any enemy ships, what they could do is actually get intercepted by Zeros, and we could watch the retreat path of the Zeros. and see exactly where they go after that. So let's carry on. No interception just yet from Guadalcanal, which is brilliant. That's exactly what we want, and there we have been resupplied. We will sort those out in just a second. We didn't quite go all the way over here. That's interesting. I thought I told them to go all the way back down to the cairns. What we're waiting for now is just some engineering to go over to Port Moresby to upgrade that, and that is excellent stuff. Can certainly be doing with that. We have 73 command points in total. I think really the first thing I want to do is get some more merchant shipping so we can get over heavier invasions onto Guadalcanal and the like. So that might be the case there. I do want to replace, we did put, if I just update you, did put the Gleaves into repair there because it did take a hit to the magazine. Luckily it didn't explode and didn't sink the destroyer, but there's not any point keeping that about just yet, is there? Couldn't do anything with those B-17s, unfortunately. That's going to be another blank day. It's been quite the quiet day here. It's going to be a long episode just for the fact that I want something interesting to happen, to be honest. This is why we don't necessarily show the completion of every day, because there's just not much happening, to be honest. There really isn't anything happening. Been very lucky in that regard. Reno Island is now completely ours though, which is excellent. So, yeah, just going to keep going, I'm afraid. And this is what I want to see this episode of, or just a tool really. We spotted what appeared to be a cruiser group somehow outside of the Florida Islands. I assume we've just taken over their radar, is all I can put it down to at the moment. The radar off of the string of Central Islands like Columbagara and such should not have the radar range to spot this. But no matter, we can see it, so we launched some Lightnings and B-17s are trailing on behind. What have we got over here? Our Lightnings, so they could make it, are armed with rockets, so that will influence what we hit with them here. And it was the Alba Kisakami group. Oh, okay, interesting. This is an interesting choice, actually. Pains me to do it, but I think we're going to hit the Kisakami here. Whether that sinks or not will be a different question entirely, actually. It would be more beneficial, I think, to go for a destroyer. So having said that aloud, probably is best to go for a destroyer. And if we do sink one, that would mean less flak for our B-17s to deal with, which will hit the Alba if possible. So we're going to go for this particular destroyer, which is in fact a Fubiki. So let's do that. We can save the Kisakami for a little bit later, I'm afraid to say. So let's carry on down here like so. Everyone can hit it, because it's of course never guaranteed your full payload is going to hit. And with the damage of rockets, we do need a lot to hit here. Let's see if we can match everyone's speeds over here, roughly. Something flying in my face took me by surprise there. Let's go to roughly that sort of altitude. There we go. And target that and see how that pops over. Nothing else in range with us. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, so I think, yeah, let's tell everyone to attack from here so they have time to dive down if need be. Yeah, that's a decent distance and angle, I think. I think that will work out just fine. And since it's right on the edge of their formation, that will mean less flak to fly through before we get our payload off. But with the speed we're going, we'll be more susceptible and at higher speed, of course. We should get a better aim off though, that's what I'm hoping for. Can only hope though. That's looking decent. Oh, no hits on the first strike there, but the second one got a lot of hits on. Come on, third strike's the charm. Only a couple there, that is really unfortunate. Really unfortunate indeed. We lost a couple of lightnings for that. They're getting extra explosions there after the drop, and that's heavy damage. We might well come round for actually a mega group. strafe here. So let's form up into a Vic, definitely increase speed and turn around, come out of their range and come around like that, I think. How's it looking? It is quite the list on that. Are we going to get a collision here? Are we going to get a collision here? That would be brilliant if we did. Come on. Ooh, just a little love tap there. Look at that, just to push the rest of it underwater. That's what it's all about there. Should we take heavy damage? That should really be on critical flooding. I mean, look at that, half of it's submerged. Ooh, okay, we got some surprise zeros. Got a bad feeling we're going to lose our lightnings now. Got a very bad feeling we're going to lose our lightnings now. Because we are, of course, damaged from going through that AA. But we're going to take this fight because any zeros we can down now will mean our incoming B-17s are that much safer, of course. Let's go for 2-on-1 if possible to start with, please. Yeah, that will do for now. Very surprised zeros. That means a carrier isn't too far away. Very, very scary indeed. They just keep coming as well. Just keep on coming. Let's try and get someone on this rear as well. That'd be brilliant. Well, we've got a very nice first strike on that. Actually, didn't lose any lightnings quite yet. Let's see, there's nothing tailing around here. Let's get more people on to this particular zero. Can get this one over here since it's turning. Should be okay like that. Just wary of the flak now. This would be an ideal time to strike this Fubiki though. That's the thing, because the Alba's just refusing to move away from it. And even more planes. Okay, so these aren't carrier-borne planes. That's something. That's some good news there. This does limit what carriers are about. We have lost another lightning there though. Just not getting on the tail of these at all. That's what's worrying. Even more planes. There's more roofs. Can we get an early shot off there? Excellent stuff. I'm going to take this. We are going to fight to the last lightning, which is not the best of trades, but once again, it's all in the name of making our B-17s that much safer. And they just keep coming. Just keep coming. Should have the advantage over roofs though. Mobility at least. If we bloody don't, I will be very unhappy. That's another lightning going to go down here, isn't it? Come on guys, you can do this. You can do this. That Fubiki better be sinking. I don't want to send that just to the port, you know, just to dockyard. See if we can get an early shot onto that particular roof there. Excellent stuff. Now we can change its orders to someone in front of it, just so it doesn't have to turn so hard there. But if we reduce its speed there, get some early shots off, and we get 2-in-1. There we go. Excellent. Ace pilot here. Give this man a medal. Going to lose this lightning here, I think, on the rear. That's unfortunate. Can we get a shot off on this guy? This early turning would be great. Why? There we go. Okay, he's going to turn into this particular roof. Brilliant stuff. We've got 2. No, we don't have 2 on the flank of this. Change that. Ooh. Probably should have microed that one a little bit better. We've lost another lightning there. Oh, that would have been an ideal time to strafe down the Fubiki. Really would have been ideal. It's another roof down. Okay, should we change the target of this particular lightning? Go for over here. Help this guy out. This guy can just go straight into this. Change this guy's orders to stay on the back of this roof, I think. There we go. Brilliant. And they're not changing orders without asking. Brilliant. If we change this guy around to get on the flank of here, though, that would be brilliant. Don't think he can quite turn enough to get onto this roof. Have lost another light and down to the last two. 3 against 2. Not feeling too bad since it's against roofs, but let's get an early shot out here so we get him a little tickle on that as we turn around. No, he's just refusing to turn. That's the problem here. Can we change their speed so we get better turns? Oh, did not want an even trade on that. Not at this stage. And that Alba is continuing to push that Fibiki. Oh dear, we might lose this one to flak and small arms now. That is rather unfortunate. Very unfortunate indeed. They brought in 15 aircraft to that, and I think we did very well to lose a lightning, well, after losing a lightning to flak, to take down 13 of their aircraft there. That's okay, so we do have our B-17s coming in now, and the roofs over here are marking the location of that, so let's carry on. I shall catch you in just a second when we manage to do that, I think. Yeah, they're moving away, excellent stuff. Okay, so we couldn't see them on the strategic view, but I think we've got very lucky here and come into contact with that task force once again. That is excellent stuff. Let's take a quick report, shall we? I'm not going to hit the Fibiki here. It might be a waste of our B-17's bombs. What I'm going to do is bring one group of B-17s in, like so. Target the Alba. And they can go for that. They're going to move at full speed for now. We're going to leave this one group of B-17s in the rear here, just to see how the first drop does. So we're going to reduce our speed a tad here. The turning's not great for us. Really not too great for us there. Do we want a more broadside attack? That's the question. Let's go for now anyway and see what happens, I think. We do have the second flight to come in if we do fluff this. Got quite a wide formation and it was 2 bombs as well per plane. Yeah, it'll be okay to turn around over here. Luckily been left alone by those roofs by the looks of things. Might not hit, we'll see. What we can do is pass through them now though. Let's get rid of the UI and see how that works. Okay, that looked like 1 bomb hit, so 2. Excellent stuff. Those are fairly heavy bombs and heavy damage and moderate flooding as well. Let's go in for the kill then, I think. Absolutely going for the kill there. Let's see if we can target that. Excellent. If we just move around a tad. Tell that to go in. Oh, what have we got here? What have we got here? A Hayabusa. Not very good indeed. Not very good at all. What I've just thought of though. If we got numbers 8, 12 and 10. They form at 8, 10, 12. If they form up in a Vic and actually target the Kisakami, maybe we can get a couple cheeky hits on there. Let's form up first and do it properly. Like that. Excellent stuff. Just change around a tad and actually increase our speed now that the Hayabusas are coming in. Just the 1 so far, which doesn't pose a massive threat since we are still rather grouped together. But there's the second one. You can bet that number increases again. Absolutely bet that number increases again. We're going to be dropping very soon then. I'm liking this formation for the broadside attack here. Really liking this almost line abreast formation. Yeah, that'll do, that'll do. And we're dropping on the Kisakami as well. Lost 1 more B-17 unfortunately. Come on. Oh, unable to hit that. Unable to hit that. Ow, unable to hit the Kisakami either. Ooh, maybe we should have just focused the Alba there. Maybe we should have just focused the Alba. That is rather unfortunate indeed. The fires are heavy though. Well, we're going to try and retreat out. Absolutely try and retreat out. We're going to form a larger... Oh my god, they've course up. They have absolutely course up. Form a larger group to keep our numbers together so while we retreat out. Let our defensive AA help a little bit. There's only 3 Hayabuses, but if we're split up, that's all they need. Look, he's taking some damage. Getting some near misses there, actually. Should really go down, but he's going to get on the tail there. That's rather unlucky. Rather unlucky strike. There we go. So you're going to get that B-17 before he goes down? I think he is. Yeah, there we go. He's going to get this second one as well, isn't he? Oh, and there I was earlier saying how good B-17's defensive fire was, but it looks like they've got under control of the fires on the Alba here. So we are going to leave now, I'm afraid, and return to base. But I think that is going to be it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Been a somewhat slower one, but we have invaded the Florida Islands, and that is going to go over in our favour in the next day or two, which is excellent. So now that being resupplied, what we can think about doing is actually invading Guadalcanal itself, and that will mean we are the Lord of the Central Islands once again. Which is our rightful place, and that would be the first major step taken in this total domination campaign. I hope you've enjoyed watching it. I've certainly enjoyed playing it. So hopefully a little bit more action in the next episode. Maybe we can get some more air groups and such up. I'm not too sure just yet. We'll see how much we spend on a second merchant shipping convoy. So thank you very much for watching. I've been the Edified Gamer, and I hope your nights and days are auspicious. Goodbye.